Retirement isn't just about quitting your job, it's about stepping into a new phase of life with wisdom, clarity, and freedom. Yet, many enter retirement burdened by unnecessary financial obligations, physical clutter, and emotional baggage from the past. What if I told you that letting go of just a few things could bring you not only financial security, but also a profound sense of peace? As someone deeply immersed in the teachings of mindfulness and Buddhist philosophy, I believe retirement is a time for simplification and liberation. In this video, we will explore 7 things you should seriously consider selling before retiring. Not just to free up cash, but to reduce stress, lighten your load, and align your life with true happiness. I will also share personal insights, real life stories, and spiritual wisdom to guide you toward a fulfilling retirement. If you find value in these reflections, please like, share, and subscribe to support this channel, Buddhist Mindfulness, where we explore practical wisdom for a balanced and meaningful life. Number 1, the big house that owns you. For many, a home is more than just a building. It's the foundation of family life, a place filled with memories, and a symbol of stability. But as life moves forward, and especially when retirement comes, it's crucial to ask, is this house still serving me, or am I serving it? A large home often comes with significant hidden costs: high property taxes, maintenance expenses, utilities, and constant upkeep. What once was a joyful space bustling with family activity can become an empty, burdensome structure that requires more time, money, and effort than it provides in return. Take, for example, Linda and Mark, a couple who had lived in their 5-bedroom house for over 3 decades. When their children moved out, they found themselves using only a small portion of the house, yet still paying thousands in property taxes, maintenance fees, and repairs. Linda loved the home for all the memories it held, but Mark started feeling the strain of mowing a large lawn, fixing aging pipes, and keeping up with never-ending household chores. After years of hesitation, they made the difficult decision to downsize. Initially, they worried about losing the comfort of their longtime home, but to their surprise, what they gained was a newfound sense of freedom. Their smaller home required less maintenance, significantly lowered their expenses, and even allowed them to travel more frequently without worrying about upkeep. What had once felt like an emotional loss turned into a practical and liberating decision. The financial reality: does your home still make sense? As we age, financial security becomes more important than ever. Maintaining a large house might not be the best use of resources, especially when considering other expenses like healthcare, travel, or supporting grandchildren's education. Downsizing can free up equity that might otherwise be locked in a home that no longer meets your needs. Lower utility bills. A smaller space means less energy consumption, leading to lower electricity, heating, and cooling costs. Reduced maintenance. No more worrying about fixing a leaking roof, cleaning gutters, or repairing an aging HVAC system. Lower property taxes. Many retirees find that moving to a smaller home in a different area can significantly reduce property tax burdens. More financial flexibility. The money saved can be reinvested in retirement funds, travel, hobbies, or charitable giving. For some, selling a large home may also provide the financial means to move to a location better suited for their lifestyle, whether that's a retirement community with social activities, a condo near the ocean, or a quiet countryside home. Buddhism teaches the principle of non-attachment. Clinging to things beyond their usefulness creates suffering. This concept applies not only to material possessions, but also to the emotional weight we attach to them. While a home may be filled with cherished memories, it is important to recognize that those memories reside within us, not within the walls of a house. A large home may once have been essential, but if it now brings stress and financial strain, then holding on to it may cause more harm than good. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to assess our attachments. Are they bringing us joy or simply weighing us down? Linda and Mark found peace when they let go of their oversized house and embraced a simpler life. They didn't lose their memories. Instead, they gained a fresh start, one that allowed them to focus on relationships, experiences, and inner fulfillment rather than home maintenance and bills. If you're contemplating whether to stay in your home or downsize, consider these practical steps. 1. Assess your current needs. Did you use all the rooms in your house? Are maintenance tasks becoming overwhelming? Are you spending more money than necessary on upkeep? 2. Evaluate your finances. Would selling your home provide financial relief or security? Consider consulting a financial advisor to explore options. 3. Explore alternative living arrangements. Look into condos, townhomes, smaller houses, or even independent senior communities that offer fewer maintenance responsibilities. 4. Declutter. Gradually, start letting go of unnecessary items now. This will make the transition easier and less overwhelming if you decide to move. 5. Embrace the emotional aspect. Understand that downsizing is not about losing something, it's about gaining freedom, flexibility, and a lifestyle that better aligns with your current stage of life. A house is meant to be a place of comfort and security, not a source of stress and financial strain. If your current home no longer meets your needs, it may be time to consider a change. By letting go of what no longer serves you, you open yourself to new opportunities, greater peace, and a lighter, more fulfilling life. Ultimately, downsizing isn't about giving up, it's about moving forward. And in that transition, there is the potential for newfound joy, freedom, and a deeper sense of peace. Number 2, luxury cars that drain your wallet. For many, cars symbolize success, status, and personal freedom. A sleek, high-performance vehicle can be a source of pride, a marker of achievement, and even an expression of one's identity. However, as we age and enter different life stages, our priorities inevitably shift. What was once a thrilling ride can quickly become a financial burden, draining resources that could be better spent elsewhere. Luxury cars are not just expensive to purchase, they are costly to own, maintain, and operate. Unlike a reliable economy vehicle, which serves as a practical means of transportation, high-end cars often come with a slew of hidden expenses that add up over time. These include high insurance costs. Insurance premiums for luxury vehicles tend to be significantly higher due to their value, repair costs, and theft risk. Even if you rarely drive the car, you'll still be paying a premium to keep it insured. Premium fuel requirements. Many high-performance cars require premium gasoline, which can cost 20 to 30% more than regular fuel. Over time, this adds up, especially if you're on a fixed income. Frequent and costly maintenance. Luxury brands often require specialized parts and service from certified mechanics, which can lead to higher maintenance costs. Something as simple as an oil change or brake replacement can cost 2 to 3 times more than it would for an average vehicle. Depreciation. Unlike classic cars that may appreciate in value, most luxury vehicles depreciate rapidly. Within a few years, the car you paid top dollar for may be worth just a fraction of its original price. Repairs and replacement parts. As luxury vehicles age, parts become harder to find and more expensive to replace. Electronic systems, air suspensions, and other high-tech components are prone to failures that require costly repairs. My friend Robert learned this lesson firsthand. A lifelong car enthusiast, he held on to his beloved sports car well into his retirement years. He loved the way it made him feel, young, free, and connected to a part of his past. But as time went on, he found himself driving less, and the car sat in his garage more than it was on the road. Meanwhile, repair costs continued to rise. A simple issue with the transmission set him back thousands, and when his insurance premiums increased yet again, he realized that the car was taking more from his life than it was giving. As we enter retirement or move toward a simpler, more financially stable lifestyle, it's worth reassessing our relationship with luxury vehicles. Many of us grew up equating success with material possessions, and for some, letting go of a luxury car feels like letting go of a part of their identity. But true freedom isn't in what you drive, it's in the peace of mind that comes from making smart financial choices. Instead of holding on to an expensive car, consider switching to a more practical and cost-effective vehicle that still provides comfort and reliability. A fuel-efficient hybrid or a well-built sedan can offer all the convenience you need without the excessive upkeep. Some benefits of downsizing include lower insurance rates. More affordable vehicles typically come with much lower insurance premiums, which means more money in your pocket each month. Better fuel efficiency. Hybrid and economy cars can save hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year in fuel costs. Fewer repair headaches. Reliable cars with lower maintenance costs allow you to enjoy driving without constant trips to the mechanic. More financial flexibility. Selling an expensive car and opting for something more economical frees up funds for travel, hobbies, or investments that contribute to a richer, more fulfilling life. Letting go of a luxury vehicle is not always easy. Cars can be deeply sentimental possessions, carrying memories of road trips, adventures, and milestones. But when we step back and evaluate what truly adds value to our lives, we often realize that memories live within us, not within our belongings. The financial and emotional stress of maintaining an expensive car may not be worth the prestige or nostalgia it brings. Instead of clinging to the past, embracing a future of financial security and peace of mind can be far more rewarding. Driving a practical vehicle doesn't mean sacrificing independence. It means making decisions that align with your long-term well-being. The real luxury is not the car itself, but the freedom that comes from smart, intentional living. If you're holding on to a luxury car that no longer serves your needs, it may be time to reconsider whether it's truly adding value to your life. The financial strain of high insurance, maintenance costs, and fuel expenses can be significant, especially for those on a fixed income. By shifting your mindset and embracing practicality, you can regain control of your finances and enjoy the true freedom that comes with smart decision making. A car should serve you, not the other way around. If your vehicle is draining your wallet more than it's enriching your life, perhaps it's time to make a change. True success isn't about the car in your driveway, it's about the peace of mind and financial security that allow you to live your best life. Number 3, the vacation home you rarely visit. A second home can feel like an escape, a retreat from the everyday hustle, a place to make cherished memories. Yet, for many retirees, that dream can gradually turn into an expensive and underutilized responsibility. While the idea of having a vacation home is enticing, imagining lazy summers by the lake, cozy winters by the fireplace, or tranquil mornings on a beachfront porch, reality often proves to be different. Over time, many find themselves visiting their vacation property far less than they initially planned. A vacation home, like any property, comes with ongoing costs and responsibilities that do not pause when you are away. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities, and security expenses continue whether you visit regularly or not. If the home is located in a different climate, seasonal maintenance may be required, protecting pipes from freezing in the winter or preventing mold and humidity issues in tropical locations. A home near the ocean may need extra upkeep due to salt corrosion, while one in the mountains may require frequent road access maintenance during harsh weather conditions. Beyond costs, there is the issue of time and effort. If you have to spend a significant portion of your vacation dealing with maintenance issues, fixing a leaking roof, hiring landscapers, arranging for repairs, it can start to feel less like an escape and more like a second job. This is something a friend of mine realized after years of owning a vacation home. Initially, he loved the idea of having a place to return to every summer, a familiar retreat. However, as the years went by, he found himself spending more time coordinating home maintenance than actually relaxing. Eventually, he decided to sell the home and opt for a different approach, renting Airbnbs or short-term rentals in different locations each year. This change gave him newfound flexibility. Instead of feeling obligated to return to the same place year after year to justify the investment, he could now explore a variety of destinations. One summer, he enjoyed a cabin in the Colorado mountains. The next year, he opted for a beachfront bungalow in Hawaii. Without the financial and emotional weight of homeownership, he discovered a richer and more varied travel experience. Buddhism teaches us that impermanence is a fundamental truth of life. Everything is in a constant state of change, our desires, our needs, and our circumstances. Holding on to a vacation home simply because of sentimentality or the fear of loss can prevent us from embracing new experiences and possibilities. Many people cling to their vacation homes because they have fond memories of family gatherings, holidays, or peaceful moments spent there. However, as time goes on, family dynamics shift, children grow up, and personal interests evolve. What once felt like a dream retreat may now feel like a weight, a place you feel obligated to visit rather than one that brings true joy. Letting go of material possessions, particularly those tied to emotions, is difficult. Yet in Buddhist philosophy, attachment to things, whether it be a house, a location, or even an identity, can lead to suffering. When we insist on holding on to something that no longer serves us, we close ourselves off to new opportunities. By releasing unnecessary burdens, we create space for new adventures and fresh experiences. Imagine the freedom of not being tied down to a single vacation home. Without the need to worry about upkeep, taxes, or repairs, you could travel to a different destination each season. One year, you might choose a small countryside village in France, the next, a lively cultural hub like Tokyo. This way, every trip brings a sense of excitement and discovery rather than a checklist of home maintenance concerns. Some may argue that owning a vacation home provides a sense of stability and familiarity, which can be comforting. Having a place where you always return, a home away from home, can offer a deep sense of connection and refuge. There is no right or wrong choice, but the key is to evaluate whether your vacation home is truly enhancing your life or becoming a source of stress. If you find joy in maintaining and revisiting the same place year after year, then your vacation home serves its purpose well. However, if it feels more like an obligation, weighing you down with financial and emotional responsibilities, it may be worth considering alternative ways to travel and explore. Renting or staying in different locations allows for flexibility, variety, and less stress. It aligns with the Buddhist principle of non-attachment, embracing experiences without being tied to a single place or material possession. Life is too short to be tethered to things that no longer serve us. The idea of a vacation home may seem idyllic, but it is essential to assess whether it truly aligns with your current stage in life. Are you holding on to it because it brings you genuine joy, or are you keeping it out of habit, obligation, or fear of change? Releasing what no longer serves us does not mean losing something. Rather, it means gaining freedom. Whether you choose to sell a vacation home, rent different places each year, or find a balance between stability and adventure, the key is to make a decision that aligns with your present desires and needs. As Buddhism teaches, change is inevitable. Embracing it with an open heart allows us to welcome new joys, new experiences, and new paths in life. Number 4, recreational vehicles that no longer bring joy. Boats, RVs, and motorcycles once symbolized adventure, freedom, and the open road. They represented the ability to escape daily routines, explore new places, and experience the thrill of travel. However, as life changes, so do our needs and priorities. The very vehicles that once brought joy can sometimes become burdens, weighing down their owners with maintenance costs, storage issues, and a lack of use. For many retirees, it's worth reconsidering whether these once beloved items still enhance their lives, or if they have simply become expensive relics of the past. Many retirees and older adults hold on to their boats, RVs, and motorcycles out of nostalgia. These vehicles are often tied to cherished memories, weekend road trips with family, cross-country adventures, or peaceful days spent fishing on the lake. Yet, while the sentiment is understandable, the practical reality of owning and maintaining these vehicles often tells a different story. Over time, what was once a source of excitement can transform into a financial and logistical burden. The cost of maintenance, insurance, and storage continues to rise, and in many cases, these vehicles sit idle for months or even years at a time. The joy of ownership diminishes when the vehicle is no longer used frequently, and instead of representing freedom, it starts to feel like an anchor. The financial aspect of owning recreational vehicles cannot be overlooked. Boats require constant upkeep, regular cleaning, engine maintenance, dock fees, and repairs. RVs, despite offering a home on wheels experience, demand ongoing investment in fuel, insurance, repairs, and campsite fees. Motorcycles, while often smaller and less costly, still require insurance, protective gear, and regular servicing to stay in safe condition. Beyond these direct costs, depreciation also plays a significant role. Unlike real estate, which can appreciate over time, recreational vehicles generally lose value. What may have been a significant investment years ago may now be worth only a fraction of its original cost. Holding on to these vehicles out of sentimentality might mean watching their value decline, while continuing to spend money on upkeep. For those who no longer use their recreational vehicles regularly, storage becomes another issue. Boats need marina space or a proper dry docking facility. RVs require a large parking area or rental space in a storage facility. Even motorcycles, though smaller, can take up valuable garage space that could be used more efficiently. If a vehicle is not being used often, these storage costs can feel like an unnecessary drain on resources. Additionally, unused vehicles can deteriorate over time. A boat left sitting for months can develop mold or engine issues. An RV that isn't driven frequently can suffer from battery drainage, tire degradation, and plumbing issues. The longer a recreational vehicle sits idle, the more costly it becomes to restore it to working condition. Many retirees hesitate to sell their recreational vehicles because they associate them with the freedom and joy they once brought. However, true freedom doesn't necessarily come from ownership. It comes from flexibility and choice. Rather than holding on to an underused boat, RV, or motorcycle, consider the benefits of renting instead. Renting allows you to enjoy the experience without the long-term financial and maintenance burdens. If the desire for adventure strikes, there are plenty of rental options that provide the same thrill without the ongoing responsibility. Chartering a boat for a weekend, renting an RV for a cross-country trip, or borrowing a motorcycle for a scenic ride can provide all the joy of ownership without the stress. Selling an unused vehicle can also bring financial relief. The money earned from the sale can be reinvested into experiences that truly bring happiness, whether that means traveling, pursuing new hobbies, or spending time with family. The extra funds can also contribute to a more comfortable and secure retirement, free from unnecessary expenses. Letting go of something that has been a significant part of your life can be emotionally challenging. It's natural to feel a sense of loss when parting with an object that holds personal history. However, it's important to remember that memories are not tied to physical objects. They live in the experiences you had and the joy they brought you at the time. Selling a boat, RV, or motorcycle doesn't erase the adventures you once had. Instead, it creates space for new experiences and opportunities. If the idea of selling feels overwhelming, consider donating the vehicle to a charity. Many organizations accept recreational vehicles as donations, providing tax benefits to the donor while helping others in need. This can be a meaningful way to transition away from ownership while contributing to a cause you care about. Retirement is a time for new beginnings and for focusing on what truly brings happiness. If a recreational vehicle no longer serves your lifestyle, letting go of it can be a liberating step toward a simpler, more fulfilling life. Rather than holding on to something out of habit or nostalgia, consider what truly adds value to your life today. Owning a boat, RV, or motorcycle once symbolized freedom and adventure, but if that ownership has turned into a burden, it may be time to move on. By choosing experiences over possessions, you can embrace a new kind of freedom, one that is lighter, more flexible, and more attuned to your current desires. After all, joy isn't in the things we own. It's in the moments we create and the memories we cherish along the way. Number 5, timeshares that lock you in. A costly retirement trap. For many retirees, the idea of owning a vacation property without the full responsibility of maintenance sounds like a dream come true. Timeshares offer a seemingly affordable way to enjoy luxurious accommodations in popular destinations without the hassle of owning a second home outright. However, while they may appear to be a smart investment at first, timeshares often turn into financial burdens, locking retirees into long-term commitments with rising fees and restrictive schedules. Many regret their purchases, but find it nearly impossible to escape. If you're considering a timeshare or already own one that's become more trouble than it's worth, it's crucial to understand the pitfalls and explore alternative travel options that better suit your needs in retirement. At first glance, timeshares seem like a cost-effective way to secure a lifetime of vacations. The idea is simple. You purchase the right to use a vacation property for a specific period each year, often 1 or 2 weeks, and pay an annual maintenance fee. However, the real costs of owning a timeshare go far beyond the initial purchase price. Many retirees are shocked to find that maintenance fees, initially marketed as reasonable, steadily increase over time. These fees cover property upkeep, management, and unexpected repairs, but they often rise faster than inflation. What starts as a manageable yearly expense can become a significant financial burden as you age. In addition to maintenance fees, timeshare owners are sometimes hit with special assessments for major renovations or damage repair. These can be unexpected and costly, leaving owners with no choice but to pay or risk legal consequences. Unlike traditional real estate, timeshares rarely appreciate in value. In fact, they often lose value the moment you sign the contract. Many retirees eager to sell their timeshare discover a flooded resale market with little to no demand. Some desperate owners even give them away or pay companies to take them off their hands. One of the biggest frustrations of owning a timeshare is the restrictive scheduling. Many properties operate on a fixed or floating week system, which means you may not have the flexibility to vacation when you want. High demand periods, such as holidays, often require booking years in advance or paying extra fees to secure a spot. Retirement should be a time of freedom and relaxation, not stress over unwanted financial obligations. Many retirees experience anxiety and frustration when they realize they are stuck paying for a vacation property they no longer enjoy or cannot use due to health or mobility issues. Some feel guilt over burdening their children with an unwanted financial commitment, as many timeshare contracts pass to heirs if not properly terminated. Additionally, the legal complexity of exiting a timeshare can make it even more overwhelming. Some owners turn to exit companies that promise relief but charge hefty fees, while others fall victim to resale scams that take advantage of their desperation. If you love to travel but want to avoid the pitfalls of timeshares, consider these flexible and cost-effective options. 1. Vacation rentals. Platforms like Airbnb and Vrbo offer short-term rentals in virtually any destination, allowing you to explore new places without long-term commitments. You can choose accommodations that fit your needs, from cozy apartments to luxury villas, without worrying about rising maintenance fees. 2. Travel clubs and membership programs. Many retirees join travel clubs that provide discounted stays at resorts and hotels worldwide. These memberships offer flexibility and savings without the financial risks of ownership. 3. Extended stays at hotels or resorts. Many hotels offer discounts for long-term stays, providing the comforts of home with added amenities such as housekeeping and concierge services. This option is especially appealing for retirees who prefer a hassle-free vacation experience. Home exchange programs. If you own a home, consider swapping with other travelers through home exchange networks. This allows you to stay in new destinations at minimal cost while sharing your own space with like-minded travelers. 5. RV travel. Many retirees embrace the freedom of RV travel, exploring new destinations at their own pace. An RV allows you to change your plans as you wish and avoid being tied to one location year after year. If you already own a timeshare and want to get out, here are some steps to consider. 1. Check your contract for an exit clause. Some timeshare agreements include a clause that allows owners to surrender their unit back to the company under certain conditions. Contact the resort or management company to see if this option is available. 2. List your timeshare for sale or transfer. While the resale market is tough, some owners successfully sell their timeshare at a reduced price or even give it away to someone willing to take over the fees. Websites like Redweek and Tug2 can help facilitate sales. 3. Negotiate a buyback with the resort. Some resorts have buyback programs where they will purchase the timeshare back from you, although often at a fraction of what you paid. 4. Work with a reputable exit company. If you're struggling to get out of your timeshare, consider working with a legitimate exit company that specializes in helping owners terminate their contracts. Be cautious of scams. Never pay large upfront fees or work with companies that guarantee resale at an unrealistic price. While timeshares may have once seemed like a great idea, they often turn into long-term financial traps. Instead of locking yourself into an inflexible and expensive commitment, consider alternative travel options that provide freedom and enjoyment without financial strain. Retirement is about making the most of your time and resources. Choose travel solutions that allow you to explore the world on your terms. Number 6, collections that no one wants. For years, you may have built a collection. Stamps, figurines, antique books, coins, postcards, vinyl records, or even rare comic books. Each piece may hold a story, a moment in time when you found it, bought it, or received it as a gift. You may have invested significant time, effort, and money into expanding your collection, taking pride in its rarity and completeness. But now a difficult question arises. Who will truly value this after I'm gone? This is not just a practical concern, it is a spiritual one. In Buddhism, there is an understanding that attachment leads to suffering. The more we accumulate, the more we tether ourselves to things that are ultimately impermanent. A Buddhist monk once told me, the more we hold on to, the heavier we feel. At the time, I didn't fully understand his words. My collection of antique clocks, which I had spent decades curating, brought me joy. I enjoyed researching their history, winding them up and hearing their soft ticking. But over time, I realized something. I spent more energy maintaining them than actually enjoying them. Many collectors don't consider this. Collections often hold sentimental value but little financial worth. We assume that our children, grandchildren, or even a museum will want to preserve them. However, the reality is often different. Younger generations do not always share our passions. What was once valuable in our time may now be outdated, impractical, or simply uninteresting. I once met a man who had inherited his father's lifelong stamp collection. His father had meticulously organized thousands of rare stamps from around the world, believing it would be a valuable legacy. But when the son tried to sell it, he was shocked to find out that the market for stamps had declined drastically. Dealers told him that only a handful of the collection had real value. The rest were common, with little demand. After years of sitting untouched in storage, he finally let go of them for a fraction of what his father had imagined. This happens with many collections. Porcelain figurines, vintage dolls, Hummel statues, Beanie Babies, once hot commodities, now often gather dust in thrift stores or estate sales. Even larger items like furniture or old books can become burdens. What was once a source of pride can become an obstacle to simplicity. Why is it so hard to part with our collections? It's because they represent memories, accomplishments, or even our identity. We may feel that selling or giving them away means erasing a part of ourselves. But consider this. Are they truly bringing us joy now or just taking up space? Instead of thinking of it as a loss, what if we reframed it as an act of liberation? Selling them can turn past joy into present security. If your collection has financial value, selling it now allows you to use that money for things that improve your life: travel, healthcare, experiences with loved ones. Donating them can bring happiness to someone else. A book collector who donates their books to a local library ensures they continue to be read and loved. A coin collection given to a young numismatist sparks new curiosity. Passing them down with intention allows them to be appreciated. Instead of leaving a massive collection for family members to sort through after you're gone, ask now, who would truly appreciate this? If no one in your family wants it, perhaps there's a local club, school, or organization that would. A wise friend once told me, we don't truly own things. We just borrow them for a time. There's deep freedom in recognizing this. When we let go of attachments, we make room for something greater: peace of mind. Instead of clinging to objects, we can focus on relationships, experiences, and spiritual fulfillment. If you have a collection you're struggling to part with, take a moment to reflect. Does it still bring you real joy or just a sense of obligation? Would letting it go free up space, physically and emotionally? Could someone else benefit from it more than you do now? There is no rush, no pressure. But perhaps as you simplify, you'll find that lightening your load leads to a deeper sense of contentment. After all, the most valuable things we leave behind are not objects, but the love, wisdom, and kindness we share with others. Number 7, financial support that jeopardizes your future. Many retirees feel pressured to financially support their adult children, but at what cost? Helping your children is noble, but sacrificing your security is not. Financially overextending yourself can leave you vulnerable in later years. Instead of giving money, offer wisdom. Help them build their own financial stability. As parents, it is natural to want the best for your children, even when they have reached adulthood. However, consistently providing financial assistance can create long-term problems for both you and them. Many retirees underestimate how much they will need for their own expenses, including healthcare, housing, and daily living costs. By continuing to give financial help beyond your means, you risk depleting your savings and losing the financial security you have worked so hard to build. Additionally, providing ongoing financial support can hinder your children's ability to become self-sufficient. If they grow dependent on parental assistance, they may struggle to develop financial discipline, budgeting skills, and the resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. In the long run, your generosity may do more harm than good, enabling financial irresponsibility rather than fostering independence. Establishing financial boundaries with your adult children is crucial. Open and honest conversations about money can help set expectations and prevent misunderstandings. If they request financial help, consider discussing alternative solutions first, such as budgeting strategies, career advancements, or investment opportunities. Encouraging financial literacy can empower them to manage their own finances without relying on parental support. One practical approach is to offer guidance instead of direct financial aid. For example, rather than paying off their debts, help them create a realistic debt repayment plan. Instead of providing rent money, guide them in finding affordable housing or increasing their income through additional work or skill development. These efforts promote independence while ensuring you maintain financial stability in retirement. Your retirement years should be a time of financial security and peace, not stress and uncertainty caused by overextending yourself. It is important to prioritize your own needs and ensure you have sufficient savings for the future. Unexpected medical expenses, economic downturns, or increased cost of living can significantly impact your financial situation, making it essential to have a well-protected nest egg. If you are already providing financial support to your children and find it unsustainable, consider gradually reducing the assistance while helping them transition to financial independence. This process requires patience and communication, but it is necessary for both your well-being and theirs. One of the greatest gifts you can give your children is the ability to stand on their own feet. Encourage them to develop good financial habits such as saving, investing, and living within their means. Financial independence is a crucial life skill that will serve them well in the long run. Teach them the importance of making wise financial decisions, setting realistic goals, and planning for their own future. In some cases, professional financial counseling may be beneficial. If your child struggles with money management, consider suggesting they seek advice from a financial planner or take courses on personal finance. Learning how to handle money wisely will prepare them for long-term financial stability. There is nothing wrong with helping your children, but it should not come at the expense of your own security. Striking a balance between generosity and self-preservation is essential. Providing financial wisdom, emotional support, and guidance can be just as valuable as financial assistance, if not more so. By prioritizing your financial well-being and encouraging self-sufficiency in your children, you create a healthier and more sustainable future for both yourself and your family. Ultimately, true support comes from empowering others to take control of their own financial lives rather than enabling dependency. While it may be difficult to say no to financial requests from your adult children, it is crucial to recognize the potential risks involved. Protecting your own financial future ensures that you remain independent and secure throughout retirement. By focusing on financial education and self-sufficiency, you can provide lasting support that extends beyond monetary assistance. A well-balanced approach will allow both you and your children to thrive in the long run. Retirement is more than just the end of a career. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you can finally live on your own terms. It is an opportunity to reflect, release, and redefine what truly matters in your life. By simplifying your financial obligations, decluttering your space, and letting go of emotional burdens, you are not losing anything. Rather, you are making room for something far greater: freedom, peace, and fulfillment. Financial freedom. By selling unnecessary assets, downsizing, or eliminating debts, you gain financial flexibility, allowing you to focus on meaningful experiences rather than material possessions. Emotional peace. Letting go of old resentments, regrets, and attachments clears your mind and heart, paving the way for deeper happiness and contentment. More time and energy. Free from unnecessary commitments, you can finally dedicate yourself to passions, relationships, and personal growth. Ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that is weighing me down? Whether it's a physical item, an old grudge, or a fear of change, releasing it can open the door to true inner peace. Letting go is not a loss, it is an act of self liberation, a conscious step toward a lighter and more meaningful life. If these reflections resonate with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to Buddhist Mindfulness. Share your thoughts. What are you letting go of before retirement? Let's support one another on this journey toward true freedom.